What's up, Village? Welcome to another episode of the Imperfection podcast with me, Tutu, and my girl, Taylor.
Hi.
Hello. This week, because we love you guys so much, we will be talking about self-care. Okay? Which is very important to us. But before we start that, we always got to shout out the man behind the cam. Ashford Films, Kyron, was goody. Our favorite person in the world, Jasmine, was goody. And also to where to follow us. Instagram, Imperfections 444. Taylor, go ahead and spell that shit, because bitch, you could.
IMPER FECTION 444 on Instagram. Also follow us on YouTube, Imperfection 444, and Facebook, Imperfection Tutay, TUTAY. Don't ever ask me to spell again.
Spelling is fundamental.
I'm a nurse, bitch. I don't spell.
You eat that up every time because, baby, when I tell you, sometimes it sounds like I be in the basement.
That's okay. They don't gotta know that you kiss.
But anyway, self-care.
Yay.
Self-care, so important. We are girlies, therapy girlies. And also too, we are so in tune with our mental health. So self-care is so important, right?
Absolutely.
I feel like self-care is important for everyone. Everyone should definitely tap into self-care because I think it will help you balance life.
Yes. And self-care looks different for everybody.
For everyone.
So what does self-care mean to you?
To myself, as I mentioned, I got back in the gym. So health is self-care for myself. And also being able to love on myself with things that I love. I love flowers. I love affirmation. So I had to learn on the journey of healing that I cannot really depend on nobody to give me those things.
Okay.
I can't I don't know. I can't cling on to anybody to verify and to affirm anything about myself. I have to do it myself because once they're gone, once they don't do it enough, then where does it leave you? I had to learn how to affirm to myself, look in the mirror. And sometimes it is so hard to look at yourself in the mirror when you see the ugly truths. My God. But I had to learn that. And I had to learn to forgive myself. I had to learn to say that I love myself. And I had to, just learn to affirm, like, this is it for what it is right now, but you'll get out of it. So definitely affirmation, health, and buy myself flowers. I love flowers. I love flowers so much.
Yeah, I hope most girls do because it's beautiful. Just the smell and just to have something alive in your house, a flower, plant, all those things.
It's bigger than just flowers. The scent, the smell, when somebody picks them out, the detail, what the colors mean, the timing. Flowers is so important.
Yeah,
it's so it may be little to people. I don't care if flowers are $5. Like, if a man is dating, if a man has an important woman in their life, you should at least keep some money for some flowers.
Yeah. If you're going to the store, get them. If you come into my home, because I'm the same way, and you notice that I have flowers, I guess you probably should tell them once, but if you notice that I have them, then carry on the tradition. I tell my son that. When you go pick flowers out for your girlfriend, you make sure you get them for your sister. You get flowers for me. You know what I mean? Like the women in your life, you get them the flowers. I don't know. I'm the same way. I'm buying it for myself before anything.
For sure.
But I hope you pick up on these cues. But this ain't about nobody else. This is about us and self-care and what we do. So anyway, for you, your self-care, health is first and foremost.
Gym, health, yep.
You make sure you dote on yourself. You buy yourself flowers. And then you affirm yourself, who you are
within myself. Yep. Okay. Who I am, telling myself that I love myself, forgiving myself. That was a big part. I used to just be like, dumb bitch. Used to look in the mirror like, why would your dumb ass do that?
Like beat yourself up?
Beat myself up to the point where like I felt that I was not enough. Beat myself up to the point where I felt more so like I shouldn't have, humans, we mess up.
Yeah.
So I was so hard on myself to the point where I felt that there was no room for mistakes. And when I did that, like I just fell in a dark hole. I'm not gonna lie. I fell in a dark hole. And I sought out those type of affirmations from people who literally not burnt me, but burnt me, like in the end of it. And when they left, it was such a need. I never want to be that dark in my life ever again. I needed them. Like it to the point where I fell in such a deep depression because I needed those words from someone else. And I couldn't even give it to myself.
Did you at any point in those situations get that from them and you were trying to seek it again? Or did you never get it? Like,
I got it from them. I tried to teach them that. I thought that everything. But when you have to affirm with yourself, when you got to love yourself first, nothing will never be enough for you from the other person's mouth.
When did you get to that point and you realized that?
I got to that point where I was by myself and I just had this constant need of always needing to hear just different affirmations, like reassurance from who I was dating at the time. And when they left, I felt like it felt like a funeral, but it not just a heartbreak, but a part of me died. Like there was no self-identification. I couldn't self-identify myself. I'm like, who are you? Like, you were not this low before. You know, shit hurt or whatever like that, but I was able to bounce back. It was so hard for me to bounce back. And it was so easy for me to be manipulated into a situation when I knew I should not have been there.
Now, is this a situation that you find yourself in with a particular person, or do you get like this after breakups?
No. With a particular person. With myself, let me just say that. Because I feel like, you know, in my life, I've made some decisions in my life that I kind of was hard on myself about.
Okay.
So because I made those decisions, I was always so strict on what my next move should be. And when it didn't work out, when it didn't go as planned, I was always so hard on myself. Always so hard on myself. But I always wanted to hear. It was not enough for me to be like, Tutu, I am proud of you. It's okay. You're human. Get up and try better. Forgive yourself. I wanted to hear that from someone else. I wanted someone else to speak a life into me that I couldn't speak. And sometimes that's okay. But when you're codependent on it, when you constantly need it, when you can't even tell yourself that.
You wanted it from this particular person?
Yes.
Okay, so I want your permission to, I'm not going to, of course not going to say who it is, but is it the last person that you were dating?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that you were looking for it from that particular person because of some of the things that he expressed to you?
Oh, for sure. But I also too feel like it was not just him that put me in a position to feel that way. It was other things too. So it goes back.
Okay.
Yes. When you don't properly heal, you bring other things into relationships, obviously.
And that person opened the old wound.
Open up. When you don't deal with things, trust and believe me, God is gonna place you in front of something like,
They gonna deal with you.
You think that you just gonna bury this and not have to deal with this? Okay, I'm gonna place this person in your life and I'm gonna open this up. And I'm going to allow you to go through a traumatizing point in your life where you have to figure it out. Because you can't just bury anything under the rug. Like, it's going to always resurface. Even from when I was a child, I thought that I've even forgot about it. I got so good to the point where I will mentally have a funeral. And it'll be done. It's over. Somebody bring it up and be like, oh my God. And it takes me back to when I was 8 or 9. Like, oh my goodness. I remember when I was 8. Or when I was 9, when I heard that. And it makes me feel like a child. And it buries just a whole bunch of shit that I never dealt with.
So this particular person triggered you so much that they set you back to a place you were at as a child.
Yes.
And then within that person, you were still looking for validation after the fact. Okay, so that happened. You didn't get that. Fell into some type of depression. after you realize you were in depression? Like, did you realize you were you were depressed? Like, did somebody have to tell you were depressed? Like,
when I was depressed, I was functional. So I hid depression really well, and I was able to get up and go to work. I was able to get up and function because I knew that I had children, and I knew that I had to, no matter what, life is gonna go on, and I can't allow my babies to be affected. But when I tell you I was dying in the inside, that's exactly what I was doing. I did enough.
After a while,
to stay afloat.
You couldn't hide it anymore.
No, you can't.
Because I remember when you were going through that, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, I remember when you, like, obviously you were going through it long before I found out, but when you finally, like, let it all out, bitch, I wanted to fight that man.
Yeah.
Where's he at?
And I'm going to be
on the way. I'm about to beat this man the fuck up. That's how I felt. Like, I felt that heat off of you, and I felt that burden on you. It was, that shit sent me.
And I'm going to be open because this is a safe place. And I want this to help somebody. Like, actually, it's the first time me speaking it out publicly.
Okay.
But I had an ex that told me that I wasn't enough because I was too dark.
Y'all see why I wanted to whoop his motherfucking ass? I wanted to dog walk that nigga.
I could never be. I had, like, darker women had to look a certain way for him to be attracted or in love with, or even just to deal with. And obviously this came out, like, you know, like a couple years after we were dating, so it floored me. But to take it back to my childhood, that was something that I went through in my childhood. Like, when I was younger, I was darker. I was oversized too, and I was picked on a lot. I was bullied. Had a gap, you know. I was beautiful, but life and children have a way of showing you otherwise. And it got to the point where I was so not comfortable in my skin that I literally told my mom and dad they didn't have to love me no more. I had a light-skinned sister and god sister who always was around us. So I, you know, consider her my sister too. But yellow bone, red bone, pretty smiles, long hair, you know, thin. Yeah. And I was a total opposite. So I was picked on about that. And then all of a sudden, puberty hit. I slimmed out. Boys started looking at me. I started getting this little attention. And the dark thing kind of faded away. And I never heard of it again until I got into this relationship. And it crushed me. Because I'm like, oh my God, this is something that I've never dealt with, and it hurts. And I can't change my skin complexion. So it was, why? You know, like, damn, you know, really? Yeah. Is that really makes me my skin tone? You're going to oversee everything. Everything overshadows of what I've done, the love that I've given, who I am as a person. Because the color of my skin. And it came from somebody that I loved. And
And here you are thinking that you're doing the most for this man, and he's looking at you, and it's almost like so you I'm not even desirable, and you want to be desirable to the person that you with. And I understand that people have preferences, but bitch, you could have left me where I was at. If I wasn't a preference for you, cool, fine. Why did you come here? And then you stayed here, and then you brought me down because basically you told me I wasn't worth shit because I'm not light skinned, and I'm not, I don't know, whatever else bullshit he was saying. Like I'm not your type. Okay, move the fuck on.
Right.
But you wanted to kick my ass, you know, emotionally on your way out the fucking door. Like, how dare you? With your black ass.
And your black ass mother. And your black ass
children and everything the fuck else. Like, what are you doing? How dare you? I really feel like some things are better left unsaid. And the fact that you said that and you felt like you needed to say that, express that on your way out the door, I don't know. I just feel like you also have some self-hate.
And couldn't explain it.
No, you can't explain it.
Couldn't even explain, like, okay, well, this is that or whatever, because even under that hard situation, I still was able to give him grace to open up to talk to me. Like, okay, well, why do you feel like that? Like, what makes you like, did something happen or whatever? No, couldn't even explain it. Shit didn't even make sense. I honestly thought it was a fucking joke. Cause I'm like, if you don't want to be with me, just say that.
Cause
like,
y'all were together. Y'all were together for so long before that came out.
It's okay. I'm not gonna force you to be with me. But this was really a thing.
Yeah.
So, I had to definitely learn how to be comfortable in my skin again.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I think that God puts us in situations and it'll make you or break you. I think at that point in time, you were definitely in a space that was concerning, and not for that reason alone, but I remember the space that you were in, and
I couldn't shake it.
No, and I think one of the best things you could have done for yourself was get into therapy.
Yep.
Like what my thing. I remember when you drew that painting of that girl, and you was like, "Bitch, even she depressed," and I was like, "You don't get that funky bitch out your house."
Yeah.
That picture was god awful.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh my God, this is dark. Get her out the house because this shit you painted is even bad." That turning point, and you get into therapy. Like, I don't know. I started to see the turnaround before therapy, but I definitely feel a difference now, and from you getting completely away from that motherfucker because he meant well, because he's not securing himself.
He took a lot of prayer and a lot of courage.
Absolutely,
because anybody can say like, "Oh hell no!" When he said that, I would have been this. Anybody could say that, but when you walk, you can't really talk unless you're walking in somebody's shoes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. It's just kind of like when you're in an abusive relationship, you cannot blame the person who's staying. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't project that type of shit on that person. Cause you're not walking that walk.
Don't the victims always get blamed up?
The victims always.
Why you stay? You shouldn't have stayed. You look crazy. My motherfucker would have had one time to do. I hear you.
Yeah,
I hear you. What you would have did? You'd have did this, that, and the third. Okay. If you won't walk in these shoes, please don't. Please don't comment or speculate.
Yep.
So it's. I'm just glad that you had enough strength and God.
I do too.
Helped you, guide you.
Because bitch, how you gonna try to play me? You got bumps behind your fucking neck, razor bumps and shit, and baseball legs. And your ass look like you ain't shit in days with that hard ass stomach.
Oh my God.
And I still loved you.
You left him through a lot. You know what? I would have hung that nigga up. Never mind. Whew, I was about to
pack it up.
I was about to say something.
Back, though.
This is not the time for that.
I'm back.
Yeah, you back, babe.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Anyway.
I had to eat off of that because how dare you?
How dare you, bitch?
How dare you?
Well, I'm glad that you're pouring back in yourself. Therapy. You enrolled in therapy and you're unpacking some of those things, and we are here to help in any way we can.
Experiencing love the correct way,
the proper way. So, okay, fuck him. Let's move on. Do you? Obviously, we know about therapy, huh? Okay, we know about therapy. What other? Do you have any like regimens, like self-care regimens that you do that are specific to you?
I have to pray. I definitely have to go to my God because, baby, when I tell you, it humbles me. Prayer and meditation and church. Don't go as often as I would like to, but church and just seeking good counsel from good people, like good people, definitely has helped me get through. Journaling,
yeah, that's
I've slowed up on that though a little bit, and I want to get back into it. But journaling, I write. I'm very expressive with my words in a notebook or on paper. So journaling. And that's about it. And being a mom and just wanting to be better for my boys.
Yeah.
Like, they don't deserve to see me breaking from some shit that I don't deserve, or from some shit that I would never want them to put another woman through.
Yeah.
So my boys is definitely my life. main girl of my life that has helped me be like, you know what? For y'all, I'm going to get this shit together.
Yeah. I know they're the reason behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to make sure that you are taking care of you.
For sure.
You, not mom, you. But definitely your kids are the reason behind it. But
therapist
you got to make
that
sure
too.
that you're doing the things that you need to do for you.
Yeah.
All right.
What about yourself? Like, what do you do for self-care to make you feel uplifted or encouraged if you burnt out or depressed?
I do meditate. Okay. I need quiet. My regimens are like, okay, so my skin, I have my skincare regimen. I have the things that I use for my skin that I make sure I take out in the morning and at night that I do. Rain, like I love rain. Like I need rain. Like if I'm caught in the rain, I'm okay with it. Like my kids in the summertime, it's raining, it's nice outside. We sitting outside. Davey go dancing in the rain. Oh, cut that. I don't want to say my baby name. We dance in the rain. Like I need that. That's like that recharges me. In music. I love good music. Music has gotten me through some really tough times. Of course, you know, I'm in therapy as well. So that's important to me. And yeah, that's, I go to the movie. I do self dates. I take myself on dates. I think that's super important. Like, I don't think enough people do it. And the people who are like, there's a lot of people who are worried about like the look of it, the image of it. Like, oh, you out alone. Yeah. I love to be by myself.
Yeah.
I love to take myself out. I don't never mind how it looks to everybody else. Like that's my time to myself. I talk to myself. I have full on conversations with myself and it sounds great. I answer my own questions. That's how I decompress is when I'm alone and I'm able to filter out all the noise around me. And I'm able to say to myself, like, okay, like, did I handle that situation right? Or I do practice runs of how I want my day to go. Or, I figure out, like, I might go over, like, how my day went at night. Like, you know what I'm saying? I replay that in my head. And I literally talk out loud to myself.
Yeah.
And it helps me almost like purge. Like, I'm just getting all these thoughts and things that I have out. And like I said, when I take myself on dates and I go to the movies, or I might go get something to eat. Like when my kids are in school and I need to break out of my house or something like that, I'm gone. Like it's so important to me. A few years ago, I didn't do things like that, but now like I look forward to it. So if it's a movie or something like that coming out that I want to go to, I don't ask somebody. I'll go my damn self. Like that's just that for me. I need that. Like that makes me feel good. And I'm a firm believer, and I'm not waiting around for anybody to do anything for me. Like, I want to do that, so I'm going to go and do that. Now, some things you can't do alone, and that's fine, but I take pride in, like, my me time. Yeah. And it did take a while for me to arrive there, but now that I'm there, I need it. I love it. My flowers, those are things that I do for myself. Yeah. Whether, if it's my nails, all of that, like, I need that. Like years ago, I used to go make sure I got my facials all the time. Yeah. I don't do it as much because I just do it at home myself. But like that was something that I made sure I like carved out and did for myself. My massages, all those things. But like, I don't think people do enough of that. And then they're so burnt because they didn't give themselves like a little bit of me time. And
I used to guilt trip about that.
You do? Like
I didn't get my kids even just being a mom. Yeah. Yep. Just even being a mom, like I'll spend like $100, $200 on the kids, and then something for $30. I'm like, oh my god, like $30. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I guilt tripped on that a lot. And my mom also too taught me how to go out and be by myself. Because my mom used to do it. I used to witness my mom do it. I'm like, you a crazy lady. You got a whole husband. Why are you going out eating by yourself? Why are you going to the movies? You look lonely. And she's like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. She was like, I'm trying to escape, get away from y'all asses. It's the most peaceful date I've been on. Yeah. I love myself. I like to take myself out to eat. Yeah. Sometimes I don't want to talk. Sometimes I don't want to look at your black ass. Uh-huh.
But you get it now, though.
And right? I get it now, and I get it now. And so it is so important to be comfortable. Some people can't do it. And I'm like, wow. But I was one of them. But some people can't do it. But you your own best company. Shit. Like, take yourself out.
Girl, I told you, the best conversations you'll ever have.
You with yourself.
With your damn self. I don't care. Okay. So physically, we know you go to the gym. Mm-hmm. Are there any other things that you do to make sure that you are putting yourself and your health first that you can like maybe encourage other people to do or partake in? Physically,
you talking about that little depressing ass girl, but bitch, that I really just couldn't fucking paint. So thank you.
I'm sorry
for talking shit about my masterpiece.
It was not a masterpiece. It was a master fucking mess. She was upsetting. Is she still in your house?
Why are you in my goddamn business?
Is she still in your house?
I feel like she ain't the problem. I feel like what happened was I just can't fucking paint. I have all these artistic friends and I just don't know how to paint. But you know, it's therapeutic.
That
so like I was saying,
depressing. She was depressing. Y'all want to see her? Yeah, I'm gonna show y'all her.
Y'all agreeing to that bullshit? Don't agree to the bullshit.
She was depressed. Huh? Please do.
Baby, she was going with the wind.
No, she wasn't. She was having a hard time.
I know, we was at a shout out to my baby behind the camera, Jasmine M. Carter. The M stands for motherfucker. Yeah, we went
Jasmine, did you see that bitch?
We went to the trap and paint, and Jasmine just we dancing left, right. Let me see you do it. And we just stroking,
painting and crying because I look like
some shit then, but
you were.
I'm just showing whatever. And the crazy thing, it was an outline.
That was an outline
for you to paint. Bitch, I turned that shit into something else. It was so crazy. But anyway, I had a good time. But what I was going to say is I have a lot of talented artistic friends that are really good with their hands.
Yeah, you do.
Jasmine being one of them. Shout out to my other homegirl, Bree, my boo-boo. She is amazing. I love you, Bree.
We love
She's
Bree.
Great. So I've been like painting.
Yeah.
And airbrush. I went to an airbrush class. Shout out to my homeboy Dwayne.
That was nice.
Arts. Oh my God. Like listen.
You did a good job.
Something. When Dwayne bring them classes, we got to shout Dwayne out here because it was so dope. It was such a vibe. So I really been like, stroking my brush a little bit.
That's a form of self-care. Getting out there.
I mean, yeah, but
expressing your artistic abilities.
I'm learning.
Yeah. But I saw the difference between that and that fucking lady.
Chill on me.
I'm no.
Chill on me.
I told you get her the fuck out of the house. I told you that.
It ain't her. She ain't the issue. She wasn't the problem.
Everything you painted on that, everything you expressed in that was what you were. I felt it when I felt that. Like I believe that items and things hold energy. I believe that motherfucker was
Jasmine. Yes or no? Yes or no? You agree with Taylor? Yes or no? Go ahead, say it right now. Oh shit!
Did you see the girl?
She was right alongside of me. Oh, you ain't shit for that.
Burn it the fuck up.
She said that it was nice.
She
said that my girl looked grully. It was grulling.
She like a gremlin. And it was dark. It was Lord. It was dark.
And they ran out of them dark ass colors too, and I just kept making dark ass colors.
That's what I'm saying. But
dark ass colors.
What you were going through was coming out. It was coming. I do. But I saw it on the paper.
You know what? That's what they say art therapy is, and I not even knowing. You know, maybe it was that a little bit, but I think I was going through some shit.
You were. I remember that point in time. You were, yeah, you were
trying to escape life.
I don't know if you were trying to escape life, but I know something was fighting. And you was fighting back, but something. You were going through it. I remember that. I was praying for you like hell, girl. I was like, God, tell that thing, turn her loose.
So I gotta go throw my painting out, is what you're saying?
I told you to get her the fuck out the house. I'm very confident that lady had to get the hell out of that house.
I believe in Jesus. And I feel like he will cast out any demons or any depression from that picture. I'm keeping my fucking picture.
Okay.
Because how much was that class, Jazz? I think like, what, $60-something?
You keep her. Just turn her around, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, she's fine.
I don't know, but you know me. I cleanse my. That's another thing I do for my self care. I cleanse my spaces. When I'm praying, I'm going through my house. I'm opening my doors and my windows. I am burning my sage. I'm burning my frankincense. I am burning my myrrh. I am burning, and I am just I'm cleansing my house and I'm praying all the way through it. I'm getting all those dark areas. I'm doing that. My aromatherapy is it's so beneficial. Matter of fact, tomorrow I gotta go to the public market to see my man Alexander.
Hey,
I love Alexander.
Get me a sage stick.
Sage sticks I like to order from California, But I get his frankincense. I get the frankincense from him.
Yeah.
I'll get a stick.
We actually did the frankincense in here when we got.
Oh, you
the
know what? We got
studio.
frankincense
Remember,
here.
we got one?
I think we got one here.
We got some left.
Yeah, we should have some left.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we did that in here.
Yep, I like that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and the Palo Santo's in here too.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
Your guy.
Yeah,
Your guy?
Alexander.
Yeah, I like
yep.
that.
So
Yeah.
he's I like him. He's super kind. He always gives me really good energy when I go see him.
That's
and
fun.
I'm big on that too. Whoever I support, like if my spirit is not like, if it doesn't pull me to you, no. And that's what I do with my friends. So if I latch on to somebody, you got me. So yes, I go see him. I get that. And aromatherapy is definitely a part of my self-care. What else are we talking about as far as self-care? We're talking about physical. So yeah, that's good. Mammograms. I want to talk about mammograms.
Oh, I never got my titty smashed on that thing.
Never?
No.
Why not?
Because I didn't even know your thing stretched that far.
What is that?
Have you ever? Yeah, you got them.
So for me, okay. So firstly,
shits look like they hurt.
I don't care if it looks like
I'm
it hurt.
going to get one.
The best health care is preventative care. That ties into self-care. Take care of yourself. Don't listen to this shit right here. I don't care if you feel like it hurts or whatever it is. Get them titties checked out.
I'm going to.
Yes, you are. How old are you?
Wow.
You already said it in the intro episode, bitch. You're 36. Okay? Now, the American Cancer Society suggests that you start at 40.
4 years.
Between 40 and 44. However, if you have ever experienced any things outside your baseline, any abnormalities, like you're maybe a little tender, or you have like a lump or some redness, or I don't know, a discharge, whatever, that you should go before that. If you've experienced any of those things, you need to go before that. That time, preventative care is the best form of health care, which is self-care. I will always say that.
So the men got to get the colonoscopy.
They have to get a colonoscopy, but let me jump back to women real quick.
Okay.
I started getting mammograms and ultrasounds when I was 29, because, and also if you have a family history, I do have a family history, and I was having a lot of discomfort, so I started very early. Now, your insurance doesn't always pay for that. However, if you do have some type of signs or symptoms that aren't normal that aren't at your baseline, like, they will see you, and your insurance most insurance will cover it. I don't know, check with your PCP, and definitely check with your insurance coverage. But mine's luckily did cover all those things, and now I do go yearly because it's something that I deal with. We've had other scares as well too, and preventative care is the best form of healthcare, because you and I have had a very scary scare.
Taylor's,
if you're willing to talk about it,
nurse friend,
nurse. She,
I call her all the time. Dropping that thing on your titty, like, no, I
stop saying no. I don't care.
That
do
thing
it.
Is coming, seeing it come
First
down.
All, it don't go like that. Let me explain to you the process. I'm gonna explain to you the process. First of all,
oh wow.
First of all.
And I do my checks, little.
Do your checks. You do your checks when you're laying down. You do your checks when you're in the shower. You lift your boobies up, your arm up. You feel around your boob, all that. And then when you go to your doctor should be doing your checks. When you get your annual done, they should be doing your checks. You should be getting screened. Don't care if you ain't reached 40 yet. You should be getting screened no matter what. They should be feeling your breast. Go when you do get your mammogram. First of all, if you're below the age of 40, you're going to be getting a reference, or a referral, I should say. Excuse me. So you get that, you go in there, you are, you take your top off, no bra, anything like that. But then you have like a robe, a pink robe. It's very comfortable in there. A lot, it's women. It's very comfortable. They make you feel like you're in the right spot. You go there, the mammogram machine, which I don't know what it's called, but I'm just saying the mammogram machine. Yes, they do have plates that they press your breast every which way, vertical, horizontal, diagonal. They do, and you lean it,
stretch like a rubber band.
You not that bad. You lean into the machine. You almost hug it essentially. You like the machine, and they press it, but they have to do it to get the best possible image that they can. They're trying to get as close to your chest as they can, and it's not comfortable, but it's not painful.
Do they do that for the men and they balls?
I don't, we can ask a man. Is a man willing to share?
You know how like when they go to the doctor, they be like, cough. And
I don't
think it
we
is. Like,
talk about that time for your prostate.
I used to do that somebody. Cough.
I think you talk about prostate exams. I'm gonna get to that in a second. I don't know a whole lot about that. But anyway, for your breast exams, start between the age of 40, 44, and then after 44, I believe it goes annually after that. But if you have any abnormalities, then you will be going yearly. At any given age, though, you can go if you are having complications. If you're having, like I said, some issues with your breast, do not wait until 40 years old. I don't care what they say. If your doctor says you're too young, go seek help from another doctor. PCP.
Talk about the man and they bump.
Hold on, we gonna. I don't know much about the man.
You gotta get them. The men you gotta get them checked too. Do they have the mammogram machine for their thing?
Men can and have gotten breast cancer before, so a man can definitely get that. They have friends. They have.
No, the man. They could get a mammogram. I am so ignorant to this. I'm so sorry.
You know what? And I'm almost embarrassed to say I'm a nurse. I don't know what the process would be for a man. I'm sure it's the same. I'm sure if you have lumps, bumps, discharge, and things like that are outside of your baseline, I'm sure that you would be able to get a mammogram. I don't know the process for a man. I'm gonna assume it's the same. Please, if I'm wrong, correct me. I don't know.
Somebody coming here because I want to know if they do like a mammogram for a man nutsack.
You talking about nutsack? I'm talking about their breast still. Like testicular cancer, like it's the same kind of thing. If anything, okay. So
then you put your.
I don't know what I'm just saying. You need to go get your body checked out. You need to go visit your primary or a specialist if you're having any issues with any of your body parts. Do not wait until you are fully inflamed and engulfed by all these harsh signs and symptoms.
We get that.
Are you asking me what
anybody else don't get it? I get that.
What do you keep asking my balls for then?
I just want to know.
I don't know what they do for balls. I don't know. The fuck?
I'm so sorry. I'm so serious. First of all, stop playing with me. You know I be asking you these type of questions. I really be wanting to know.
But I will find out the answer, and if anybody wants to know,
I'll find please ask them? Do a man have to put his balls on the table and get a mammogram?
I know you ain't gotta do that.
Okay.
I'll get details, sweetheart. I'll get details.
But yes.
Get your breast exam done.
Get them done. Get everything done.
Cervical,
go to the doctor.
Yeah, your cervical
get that thing swabbed.
Cancer screenings. Cervical cancer screenings, I believe, start at I think 25-ish. But you do get your pap smears yearly. You got to make sure you take care of yourself. I believe when you start having sex is when you start to go get your pap smears. Any abnormal cells, then they will do a cervical screening. And then they would do that, I believe, every 3 years and then 5 or something like that. And that's for women or anyone who has a cervix. Colon cancer screening, I believe, starts at 40. Yep. All people at average risk to start testing at the age of 45. Now, if you have a higher risk, like maybe it runs in your family or you're having signs and symptoms that are outside of your baseline, then yes, you will start sooner than that.
Baby,
but typically they do
a colonoscopy.
No, have you? Oh yeah.
Yes.
I've never had a colonoscopy. I do a lot of cleanses. Colonoscopy, no.
Child.
Do not scare the people.
No, I'm not scaring them.
Get your colonoscopies
for
people.
For over like 10 years, I'm diagnosed with severe Crohn's disease. Okay. Since we're talking about self-care. And I have to get these things. And actually a colonoscopy, it took a colonoscopy for them to actually diagnose me with that. I've been through so much. First of all, they misdiagnosed me. That's a topic for another day. So always be an advocate for yourself. But went through all these different tests, and the colonoscopy was actually what test was able to diagnose me with my severe Crohn's disease. And sweetheart, when I tell you,
cleaned your ass out, huh?
Completely out. And then you go in there, they ask you, do you want the one medicine you know, to kind of like put you out. Not really put you out, but like make you drowsy. And I ain't gonna lie, I was eavesdropping on my neighbor, and that bitch ain't get nothing.
She didn't get nothing?
No, they just went right up her ass.
Freaking dude.
I said, oh my God. What? I said, no.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's kind of some of the best sleep you get.
Okay.
But
so the overall experience.
But overall experience, I should say, they, you know, you're prepping, you know, you have to prep. It's a whole day of prep. You know, they clean you out because they have to actually get in there. You have to be clean out for them to go in there and see, you know, your intestines and everything, making sure everything is good. And then it's real quick. The procedure is real quick. It's just a prepping. But you know, some of I'm glad I did it. You know, it's scary. I think anything health-wise to me is, you know, scary other than me going to my primary doctor and, you know, getting my annuals and, you know, getting STD check-ins is important. That's part of self-care. You want to always know your status. Always. Always. If you're sexually active, I don't care if you are, you know, using protection. Hopefully you are. You need to get screened every 3 months at least.
Every 3 months.
At least.
Yeah.
And that includes a HIV test.
That's a really good date, though. I feel like.
That is a turn on.
I think that's a really good date.
Let me know your status and I'll let you know. Oh, to go get tested together?
So you know,
like
you can go buy the whole kits. You can buy them online, or I want to say like maybe Walgreens. One of these places you can buy a kit, or you can go online and buy them. And buy it. Both of y'all buy it. Y'all test each other and send your shit off. The excitement. Oh, there we go.
You like that?
No, I don't like that.
Turn you on?
No, the fuck. Oh, a test does turn me on. Thank you, Jesus. But
I know.
Just the excitement, or like not the excitement,
What
the
if you
anxiety.
get lost in the mail?
Oh my gosh, could you imagine?
And then, right, what if they were like, or get swapped out?
Oh my God.
Bitch, just go to the doctor.
Yeah.
So they get,
that's
well,
cool
even,
too.
Well, even,
I'm just thinking like,
then,
you know,
they got to send
the
your results out to the lab too, right?
I don't even know if it's like clinics around here. Like Planned Parenthood would probably do that for you too, right?
Why are you asking me?
Just asking for confirmation. Bitch. No particular reason.
If
you do not have a PCP, please get a PCP. And women, get your OB. Get your OB.
Get your OB.
My OB, I will say, is amazing. My OB has more than my PCP. She has been on top of anything moving with me. And I'll say it again: preventative care is the best health care. Therefore, self-care. And like one of the biggest scares I ever had was the shit we got right here.
Oh, our thyroid.
So,
we are thyroid sisters.
But
right here, a big old.
Crazy, yeah. So me and A both had at different points in our life had like a really scary scare. Excuse me. There was a point in my life where I tell people, do not wait until the last minute. If something ain't right, don't sound right, look right, go take care of it. I kept getting sore throats, and I kept like losing my voice. Yeah. Like I would literally sound like I sound like a man. Like it was my voice is, I always had something like a high pitch-ish voice between me and my sister. Like in the last few years, my voice has definitely deepened a little bit, but it was so bad at one point in time. Like if I couldn't yell, or if I did yell, I would have to hold my neck to yell. It was getting pretty bad. And I kept thinking, I'm just sick, or I had COVID, so it's just that. And I did put it off for a while until I couldn't do it anymore. And it was like back to back to back. I was losing my voice. And I finally went to the doctor. I think I had gotten an ear infection. I finally went to the doctor, and she's like, you know, I think you need to get your thyroid checked. I'm like, oh, I don't think so. Luckily, I did. And I know better, but I think nurses are sometimes the worst patients. So I was like, oh, you know, you think you fucking know it all. So I finally went, and when I went immediately, he's like, you know, it's enlarged. I think you need to look. Got a biopsy, and my biopsy came back abnormal. Wow. And this is the same thing kind of happened to you too, right? Did your biopsy came back abnormal?
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
So biopsy came back abnormal, which they couldn't rule out cancer. So
that's scariest, ain't it?
it was, I
Yeah.
was like trying to get my affairs in order. I was scared shitless. I'm a praying woman anyway, but that right there, I just kept thinking about if I leave my kids, like what is gonna happen. I was so sad, petrified, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I remember, and then
It's so scary.
it was very
Oh, my
scary. And then I
goodness.
had a few nodules, and I ended up having to get part of my thyroid removed, a partial thyroidectomy. I had to get removed, and that shit was scary. It was like one of the scariest moments of my life.
Yeah.
And then waiting for those results to come back was like even worse. Like to say for pathology to rule out if it was or wasn't.
Right.
Scariest thing ever in my life.
Yes.
It was. It was that was crazy. And then when the results came back, when I say I felt like I had like a second chance. I don't know what I would have did if it went any other way. But in my head, I'm just thinking like, what if I would have just waited and kept procrastinating and kept pushing it off? And it's the scariest thing ever. So I rock my little scar on my neck. You can't always see it, but I rock this thing with pride because it was a very scary time in my life. But it reminds me too, like don't you put nothing on. You
see, unlike you, I didn't have any symptoms. I was at my GI doctor, which was my stomach doctor, and he was feeling on my throat. And he like, you got a sore throat or have you been sick? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. He was like, well, because they already was going to put an ultrasound in for my stomach. He said, I'm going to put an ultrasound in for your throat too, your neck. And I'm like, all right, cool. So, obviously, you go there, you're waiting to see what they found. They found, nodules and all of that. And like you said, just sitting there waiting. And they like, you got to get surgery. Like, we're surprised, like, you have a voice box. And I was like, really? They was like, your throat don't hurt. I was like, well, I just noticed I can't hit a different pitch. I said, but other than that, I'm good. They were supposed to actually take out, just, like the nodule, but they end up taking out my whole left side.
Yeah, my left side too. Yeah.
So, and I just remember waking up from surgery like, thank you for not killing me. I seen the light. I thought it was dead. First of all, I seen that white light.
Oh, no.
But yeah, I remember. Girl, remember we was in the club and I was in the bathroom. We was crying. And I prayed for my friend. We was in the club, drunk
as fuck, crying in the middle of the club.
Drunk.
Was that before my surgery or after?
No, that was before. And you was like, I don't know what happened. We had to go to the bathroom. And you just like, I'm just so scared. I said, oh, Father, in the mighty name of Jesus.
That's a crying woman right now.
Come on.
Yeah, in the middle of the club, drunk as fuck, scared. That was before my surgery.
Yep.
Because I got my surgery right.
On my friend.
Did I get that after Christmas? Or right before Christmas?
I don't know.
I was like, I ain't gonna
But I laid hands on you.
Yeah.
I said, baby, you gonna be all right.
That was crazy.
And what you are? All right. I hope y'all don't think I'm a sick bitch because I feel like I've been saying a lot of shit is wrong with me. Like
I got two left toes.
Like
two left big toes. Yeah, no.
I like part of my intestine out. I done got my thyroid, got a juke on my fucking neck. Like but I'm healthy.
But you know what? This is also what points me into the direction. Like I know my purpose is. Like I'm supposed to be a healer. I'm supposed to be the medicine woman. I know that about myself because of all these things that people like myself and people around me go through. Like it puts me into this holistic category. Like I know I am going to go to school to be a holistic practitioner because
that's
we've all been through so much, and I feel like a lot of it can be prevented or reversed. You know what I mean? Western medicine it's all right. It's made a lot of advances, but it's not the end all to do all. It's not.
I feel like you're so Erykah Badu-ish. Like you being you're like a sunflower.
You know what it is? Like somebody, if you call me with something, like tell me what's wrong with you. Okay, like I from my little bit of research that I do, I feel like I can point you in the right direction. Even if I know, like, yes, you should be going to see your doctor. But if you want to take a different route, like you know what I'm saying, let me see what I could do. That's my passion. It's with, and I feel like,
you know what?
What?
You the reason why I'm off that damn birth control.
Don't you blame me for that, bitch.
Remember? You like, oh, it's making you go fucking crazy.
Was I wrong?
I mean, I think it was making me go half crazy.
I definitely think that shit was making you go crazy.
And
That shit is never mind. Let me not put my opinion on y'all.
But I feel like that. But I feel like that's a big thing on self-care too. Like birth control will make you think you going fucking crazy. Like birth control will literally make you lose your mind. Your hormones are all out of whack.
That's what it is,
Bruh, like it's crazy. Birth control is insane, bruh. Thank you, friend.
What it is
thank you. I don't think
you have to balance your hormones. All of us, most of us, our hormones are balanced. Mine's is completely out of whack most of the time. You got to figure out what you need to do. You need to figure out what poses you need to put your body in, what energy practices you need to do, what herbs or foods that you need to ingest, and what things you need to strip from your diet. There are so many different things that we need to do to help balance our hormones before we take a pill. Whatever that looks like for you. You know what I'm saying? It looks different for everybody. That's not for everybody. Everybody does not appreciate holistic routes. They don't. And that's okay. It's not for everybody because they look at you like you're a fucking witch doctor and they don't get it. And that is 100% okay. But for me, that is part of my healthcare, my self-care route is being a holistic, you know what I'm saying, practicing person. That's to me, that's what it looks like. And that's what ties into like the music that I listen to and my aromatherapy. All those things tie into that, and it helps me feel whole. Spiritually. Yeah. How do you take care of yourself in your household spiritually?
Oh, baby, we gonna pray in my house. In my household, all my kids know how to pray. Before they take a bite, they gonna pray.
Okay, Mooney.
And he will lead us in prayer.
Wait.
And he will keep us there.
I love that.
But I love it. My kids will pray. We always have to thank God for where we are. Yeah. We haven't always been here. Yeah. But he's always thought us through.
Yeah. Amen.
So spiritually, I do pray. And I'm not a member of a church, but I would like to say I'm on a tour. I'm on a tour.
You gotta find what works for you.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. I am, like religion wasn't projected on me. Like my parents let me find my way. In my household, we didn't have to go to church. I knew that I was like a Easter church goer. You know what I'm saying? Go with grandma or whatever. But
yeah,
shit, I just like the way my heels click clack. And then the Lord brought Himself to me. Yeah, and so that's how I know He's real. So that wasn't projected on me. The Lord found me, and that's where I'm at. So I always have to acknowledge Him. Yeah. He is my Savior, my Lord, my God, my everything. Amen. So my all and everything. So we definitely pray. We keep a prayerful lifestyle in my house, and that's how I'm staying together.
Amen. I love that.
Yourself?
I pray.
Oh, yeah, girl.
My babies pray.
We pray in the club, but anywhere. It don't matter.
I pray in the floor, everywhere.
On the floor, in the club.
I will say though, as much as I am a praying woman and I make sure my kids pray, I am not religious. I'm not religious. I'm not. And me and my mom beef about that all the time. I'm not religious. I grew up in a church. My grandmother's a pastor. My grandfather on my mother's side was a pastor. I'm not a religious person though. Okay. I am very spiritual. God is my Lord and Savior, but I'm not religious.
So whatever works for you spiritually, whatever. So when we talk about self-care and what we do religiously or spiritually or whatever, so you would say that if somebody is speaking about self-care when it comes to those things, that it's whatever you believe in, whatever makes you that better person.
Exactly. Gotcha. I think that no one religion supersedes another one.
Okay.
Whatever makes you feel closer to God, you do that. I would never point a finger and say, well, you're wrong because Christianity says that. Whatever makes you feel closer to God, and as long as what you do in this world, you do and you lead with love, I'm okay with that. I can't judge you. I can't judge you for for the things that you go through in life and the things that you may fall short. Because I'm gonna fall short. I'm not here for that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I'm a firm believer in that. Whatever puts you in a closer position to be closer to God and to take care of His people, service His people, that's what you do. Now, one thing I will not deal with is somebody satanic. I can't. Nothing to do with that. I'm not with that. But anything that gets you closer to God, any religion, I'm okay with that. Okay. I'm not gonna fault you on that. But myself, I'm spiritual. I don't buy into the religious propaganda. I just don't. Okay. It does not make me feel good. I have not been to church in years. My mother's pastor, God rest his soul, I cannot remember his name, but I loved to hear his sermons. And I probably haven't been to a church since he passed, way before he passed, when he was living up here in Rochester. But I just don't. I just don't. And maybe if I found a church that I was like, I felt okay in, I would. But I don't. I grew up around it, and I seen things that I didn't appreciate. So
another topic.
So I just don't. And I always tell my kids, whatever you do in this world, you service people, you service God's people, and you do whatever you do in love. I'm not here to judge. You know what I mean? Like right. You just do it with love. That's it. And like I said, we pray. We believe in God in my house, and that's how I get around that. And I'm very intentional about the certain energies that I let around me and around my kids and
or in your house.
And you know that's one thing I don't play about my house. People think I'm so crazy about my house. My house is shit. Not even that. You can't come. You can't know where I live at. And if you do know where I live at, you're not always welcome here. I'm funny about that.
Do you sage before and after parties? Or gatherings and stuff like that. Get the energies out. Yeah.
If and when I have something in my house, I open up doors and everything. If I just don't play that. My energy means a lot to me. And you ever been around somebody and they pull from you?
Oh, for sure.
They energy jump on you. When I feel like that and I feel low and I'm taking on what you got going on, hell, absolutely not. I have to open my windows. I gotta get fresh air. I can't wait for a rainy day because I need that cleanse.
Okay.
And I just believe in the elements that God created will help me do that.
You're such a flower girl. Can you be a flower girl at my wedding?
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Yes, I will.
Yay.
Yes. So, with that being said, do you know your triggers?
Yeah.
Do you? How do you handle a situation that you're in that you may find yourself in that makes you uncomfortable, or you're realizing this isn't aligning with me. Like these people or this particular situation that I'm in, I'm feeling away.
My discernment. My gift that God
You're in
gives
tune
me.
with that now?
Yes.
Have you always been, or is that something that's
Oh no, I will
found
always
recently?
run from it.
Yeah.
I will always run from it. It's a scary thing.
Yes, it is.
It's a scary thing to have. But I didn't realize I was praying for it. Yeah. And then when I actually got it, I was scared to activate that gift. So that's the way God speaks to me and through me. It's through my discernment. So I have to definitely be in line when it comes to, when it's time to be like, okay, this is not what it is. This is not what, I'm supposed to be doing. This is, I just feel like it's just always, God always answers you. He always leads you, God. You just got to open up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You have to be very, very intentional about what you pray for.
Oh,
when it comes to your front door, and it always does. If you really weren't ready to receive it, you will keep running from it and keep running until it tracks you down.
Child.
But when it does, if you ain't ready,
that's one thing he gonna do. He gonna give us options. You can either not do it or do it. But I'm telling you right now, you better pick your struggle. Because if you're scared to do it, it might be a little struggle. But if you don't do it, that's gonna be a struggle too. So just pick wisely.
Okay.
So Miss Note to Self, it's the time of the segment of Note to Self.
I always have so much to say, and then it's just we don't get there.
No, I know.
But when you join us on the next episode,
yes, please,
we'll be able to get to some more things. So make sure you always come back. Note to Self this week is more like a challenge. Okay, so I challenge you, my friend,
what,
and you, my friends, and everybody else listening there from our village to take yourself out on a date. Give yourself a moment. No kids, no phone, no spouse, no work, no nothing. Take yourself out. Whether it be a walk, a movie, a lunch date, the bookstore, coffee, take yourself out. Be mindful of your surroundings, of your thoughts. Pour into yourself this week.
Mm-hmm. So choose you.
Choose you.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to last all day. 2 hours, 3 hours. Be intentional about pouring into yourself.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do this week. We're taking ourselves on a date.
Mm-hmm. So
that's it. That's
I
all
will
I'm gonna try to do.
Baby, you ain't say nothing but a word. I'm gonna spend a little cash on myself.
Yes, please do.
And
buy yourself some flowers. Oh my God, some roses or some baby breath. I love baby breath. I just love how it makes my house smell. Just make sure you do that.
Let us know where to follow us at Big Tape.
Yes, follow us at Imperfection 444. That's IMPERFECTION 444. On Instagram and on our YouTube channel. Like, follow, subscribe, share, all those great things. Our Facebook is Imperfection to Tay. Yes, don't forget our DMs are open for any questions, suggestions, any prayers.
Slide on Taylor.
Please, bitch, keep it cute. Please don't. This is business only.
Business, bitch.
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk later. Okay,
we encourage our friends and our families to please join us in prayer, in kind words and suggestions. Anything that you guys are willing to share. Yes, construction.
Get your mammograms, get your balls checked out.
Please do. Please, y'all, make those appointments. If anything feels out of the ordinary, your primary, your breast, your balls, your lungs, your breathing, your throat, anything. Even if you need a check-in, don't be afraid to reach out to a therapist. Mm-hmm. So, and that's another thing too. We might goof around a lot, but like this is definitely a safe space. And I take pride in being able to help my friends work through some things. Yeah. So I'm always available. I know Tutu is always available. If anybody needs to talk, please slide into those DMs. Even if it's not our Imperfection one, our personal ones are always open and they will be linked with the Imperfection pages. So until next time, we love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.